In this video, I will explain you how you can set up WebdriverIO project in your local machine to execute tests on Chrome, Firefox, Safari or any other browser. I'm using Mac system, but the process should be somewhat similar in other operating system as well. First of all, you will have to initialize the node project, and I have already explained in previous videos how to do that using npm init command. So make sure that you all, first of all create the project directory. As you can see, I have created the project directory here and then changed my directory to this one, and then I have initialized the sample node.js project using npm init command. Now after that, you have to install the WDIO dependencies, that is WebdriverIO dependencies, and this is the command for that. npm I stands for install -- save dev at wdio/cli. So we are installing this CLI, that is command line interpreter dependency here, which we will require to install the dependencies, further dependencies. So what you have to do is I have already executed this command npm init and npm install save dev wdio/cli. Now let us execute this third command, that is npx wdio config. So this is an important command that we need to execute, because here we are configuring our WebdriverIO. So it will ask you different questions. It is called as the WDIO configuration helper. Where should you test your tests be launched? And you can use arrow keys to change your selections. So right now it is saying local, so select local. Then where is your automation backend located? On my local machine in the cloud using Experience, Sauce Labs, Browser Stack, or Testing Bot, or Lambda Test, or different service. I have my own Selenium cloud. So it depends like where you want to execute your tests. WebdriverIO allows you to execute tests locally as well as in the cloud. So I'm gonna select local machines for now. Then unit testing framework that you want to use, we are going to use this Mocha, the default framework, but it allows you to work with Jasmine and Cucumber as well. So let us go ahead with Mocha. Then do you want to run WebdriverIO commands synchronous or asynchronous? Let us select synchronous. Where are your test specifications located? You can specify where the tests that we are going to create will be kept. So by default, you can see under the test directory there is a specifications directory where the tests will be stored by default, or you will have to store your tests in this particular directory. If you do not, then WebdriverIO will not be able to identify your test files. Then which reporter do you want to use? So here you can select which reporter you want to create. You can also use Mocha Awesome if you want. HTML spec. So there are different types of reporters that are available. I'm going to select JUnit. And to select the option, you can see you have to press the space key from your keyboard, and then that option will be selected. Now you can see it will be green here, and you can have multiple selections as well. So there is a two reporter, spec and JUnit. Then hit enter, and finally it is asking, do you want to add a service to your test setup? So services basically allows you to execute tests in a certain way. For example, if you select Chrome driver, then you will be able to execute your tests on only Chrome, but you want to execute the tests on other browsers as well. So I will recommend that you go ahead with Selenium standalone, and there is also other options available there like Apply Tools, Browser Stack, AppM, etc., Firefox Profile, Cross Browser Testing, Lambda Test. But right now we are going to select Selenium standalone, and I'm going to select this Chrome driver, because with Selenium standalone I can execute tests on multiple browsers. Then hit enter. The base URL, keep it as localhost, installing WDIO packages. Now it will start installing these packages that we have told WDIO, that is WebdriverIO, install, because we selected that we are going to use Mocha, so it is downloading Mocha framework, as you can see there. Then we told that we are going to change reporter, so that's why it is gonna add that dependency for us. So based upon our selection, it will add those dependency, and after that we should be able to create the test file and then execute it. So after this process finished, our package.json file will be populated all the dependencies And also there is another important file that will be created, that is wdio.conf.js. so I'll explain that after this process is done. And it is successfully updated our project. You can see in the package.json all these dependencies were added. And very important file, that is wdio.conf.js. so let us see how that file looks like. So run local, that means we are going to execute the test locally. Then test specification, so here you can tell like where to find the test files. I have created this test directory and in that I have put the file, so I don't want these specifications now. So what will happen is that in the test directory you will search for these test files. You can also exclude the test files, so if you give some path here, that files will not be executed, like tests in that file will not be executed. Then capabilities, this is another important section where you can specify which browser you want to run the tests on. So here they have selected Firefox, so let us keep it like that, but you can change it to Chrome or Safari or other browser as well. Then base URL, wait for timeout. Services is Selenium standalone. Then framework is Mocha. Then reporter is JUnit, as you can see here. And that's it. All you have to do is next is you have to add the test in the test directory, and this mytest.js, I have created this file. In that I have put one simple test. In that what I'm doing is navigating to this website and checking that title matches this one, software and hardware reviews. So let us execute the test. Now to execute the test, as you can see, this is the command npx wdio and then configuration file. npx wdio and then configuration file. So let us execute this. Since we have given Firefox browser in the capability, it will launch Firefox and execute test on it. So as you can see, it has gone to this website and then it will check the title. Alright, so the test execution is finished now. As you can see, one test is passed, and since we had given the JUnit reporter as well as spec reporter, so spec reporter will log the report like that, JUnit reporter will log the report like that. But in JUnit case, you also want to save this report in the XML file, suppose, so that configuration is possible. And here is that configuration. So that is how you can specify, like, I want to save this report in report.xml, then you can configure it like this. So I'm just going to copy this one, and you have to add it in configuration file. Like that. So what we are telling is, okay, use the JUnit reporter and the report should be saved in the report.xml. So I'm gonna delete these files for now. And after execution of the tests, the report.xml file will be created. Also, I will make one change here. Instead of Firefox, let us use Safari now. Or you can run tests on multiple browsers as well. So in this, you can add another curly brackets here and then mention Chrome or other browser. Then what will happen is that the same test will be executed in parallel on Safari as well as Chrome. For now, I'm just going to execute on Safari. So let's go back to the terminal and then execute the test. Notice that report.xml is going to be created this time around, since we have updated the configuration file saying that, okay, create the report in report.xml. As you can see, report.xml is created and it will be populated with the actual test execution status after test execution is over. So this time around, you can see the Safari has been launched and it is checking the title in that website. that's it. The test has passed. And if you look at the report.xml, this is how the report is going to look like. So that's it in this video. If you have more questions on setting up WebdriverIO, let me know through the comments. And also next video I'm going to tell you how you can execute these tests using WebdriverIO in Azure cloud as well. Thanks for watching this video.